Hello, one and all. I am Chaya, your host, and today I am here to break it down. I got my You're Number One trophy from karaoke on my sibling weekend. Yes. So that's going to stay there on top of my speaker. All right, so let's get to it. We got some news in the news. News is newsin'. Number one, A$AP Rocky posted bail after he got arrested. Well, according to Us Weekly, the 33-year-old rapper was detained on Wednesday after flying back from vacationing in Barbados with Rihanna, his boo thing. Now, obviously, him and Rihanna have the whirlwind romance that no one expected because he got out of the friend zone, according to Rihanna. And they procreated, and they are expecting a little baby. So upon their return from Barbados, he was detained at LAX. If you don't know what LAX is Los Angeles International Airport. He posted a $550,000 bail. And if you don't know anything about the bail system, you have to pay a portion or percentage of the actual fine. So if the bail is $550,000, usually it's 10% of that you have to pay in order to get out. All right. So the bail system in itself is a freaking con, but that's besides the point. So apparently A$AP was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon in connection with the shooting that took place in November of 2021. The suspect was identified as Rakim Myers, who is also known as A$AP Rocky. According to the police, the peso musician allegedly got into an argument with an acquaintance in Hollywood last year. And after the argument, things escalated, and he reportedly fired a handgun at the victim, who sustained a minor injury. Neither the Grammy nominee nor Rihanna have publicly commented on the arrest, but A$AP Rocky is due back in court on this particular situation in August of 2022. The dope actor was also previously charged with attempted murder at age 16 when someone tried to intimidate him while he was a drug dealer in his hometown of New York City. And he confessed to shooting the other man after he thought that the person was reaching for a gun of his own. He did serve time in jail, but his charges were reduced. If you know about just growing up in the hood, and I'm not talking about Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Boys in the Hood. I'm talking about actually growing up in the hood and having to deal with the perils of how it is when you grow up in the inner cities. And A$AP is from Harlem world. So anyway, we're hoping that everything goes well with the whole situation with him being arrested and the court case that's coming up in August with A$AP. So fingers crossed on that one. Next up, we got my girl Tichina Arnold. And if you don't know who Tichina is, then something wrong with you. Yeah, I'm just saying. So Tichina actually came out a little while ago, and she posed a question on Twitter, and she said, "What can we as Black women in America do to stop aiding in the emasculation of Black men in America?" And people was ready to rip her 18 new booties. Okay? And even though I can see why people would be wanting to rip her a new one, I can also see why she said what she said. Because me as a Black woman, I have witnessed emasculation of Black men from Black women. And I've had to have conversations with those black women about how they treated said black man. But there's a lot of black men that have gone through a lot with black women. Now, I'm not saying that the shoe don't fit the other foot, because it does, okay? The same way a lot of y'all black men love to say, oh, this is why I don't date black women, because, yeah, I'm talking about you. But by Tichina Arnold saying that, she was in no way, shape, or form trying to denigrate the black woman. But there are some parts that we do play when it comes to denigrating and demasculinization of the black man. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody be ready to jump and roar. And this was supposed to be a conversation with us, between us, for us, by us. But y'all want to get all rah, because as soon as somebody says something that is contrary to what you believe in your head, you're ready to go off. AWF. But this particular situation did not warrant it. And I commented on Tichina's post, and I said, sis, I understand why you're saying what you're saying. Now, if she said it with no context and did not have a follow-up, that's one thing. But y'all, stop it with being ready to knock somebody off they horse because of the fact that you don't agree with what she's saying.
Message.
Some of y'all don't know how to speak to people. And some of y'all will rewrite and erase your man because you feel that you can. Some of y'all will call your man out his name and literally make him feel this big. But then if somebody says something, then it's just like, what you talk about, Tichina? What about what they do to us? This ain't what about what they do to us. This is about what we have done to them. And this is why, my dear, I always say that in arguments, because there has been times, God knows, Father God, there has been times that my husband has irked every nerve that I have. I don't even have a last one for him to get on because he's irked all of them. But even in his irking of my nerves and the stuff that he does to piss me all the way off, I make sure that when I address him, that I still address him as the head of my household. Okay? It ain't always easy. It ain't always easy, but I do it because I respect him enough and I give him that reverence as my husband to not go all the way off. Because y'all know, when we get to getting with the lips and the tongue, we can cut somebody straight to the white meat, okay? But when it comes to your husband, when it comes to your partner, you gotta have restraint. You still have to be able to wake up the next morning without being like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that. Watch your mouth. Learn how to watch your mouth. Learn how to have self-control. And that goes for both sides. That goes for men and for women. Watch your mouth.
Message.
Okay? So, Tichina, I understand what you're saying. Even though people was ready to come for you, and they did. I'm sorry. And, as soon as somebody says something about, what happens with black, well, what about what happens with black women? Well, what about how they do to black women? That conversation wasn't about black women. It was about black men. Now, if you want to have a dialogue about black women, then doggone it, start your dialogue about black women. But don't piggyback off of what she's saying about black men to now have your beef with how black men treat black women. One situation and one topic was on black men, then you know what? You can have a different topic later on about black women. Because just because you don't like what she said, don't necessarily mean that what she said was wrong. In other news, your boy Trey Songz is in the news because he has a new accuser, and this accuser actually has video evidence of Trey Songz exposing the young lady's breasts. She has on a two-piece bathing suit, and the video shows Trey Songz saying jokingly, titties in the open. That's what he said, titties in the open. So Trey Songz had this event at Foxwood Casinos in Connecticut. It was called Foxwood Liquid Sundays with Trey Songz. And there's a demand letter that came out from the accuser, whose name is Megan Johnson. The letter is to Mr. Neverson, who is Trey Songz. His legal name is Tremaine Neverson. And the letter says to Trigger, it says, we have been retained by Megan Johnson as litigation counsel to pursue all legal remedies against you, Foxwoods Resort Casino, and Bacardi USA Incorporated, in the above referenced matter. On August 25th, 2013 at 5:22 p.m., you sexually assaulted and battered Miss Johnson with a reckless disregard for her safety while she attended a function at Foxwoods Resort Casino. According to the letter, Johnson was having a friend take a picture of her, but in that moment, they alleged Trey came up behind and pulled her breast out from her bikini top and chanted, titties in the open, 4 different times. In the video, you see a woman who they claim is Johnson quickly reach up to cover her chest in embarrassment. While Megan appears to have laughed it off, attorneys claim she was humiliated and the incident caused lasting damage, including severe emotional distress and self-harm. The attorneys say Megan was recently triggered by Trey's Vegas case, which was recently dropped by authorities. The lawyers say they will drop the case if Trey settles for north of $5 million. So there may be a statute of limitations problem for Megan. The statute of limitations for this in Connecticut is generally 3 years, although there is a memory issue with the alleged victim where she doesn't recall the incident until she's triggered later. She may be able to extend that period. They're giving Trey until May 5th to respond to this letter. And TMZ said they reached out to Trey Songz's team and they have not heard back. This was almost 10 years ago, right? 2013. And the young lady, she visibly laughed it off. Now, I, for one, am a victim of sexual assault. And women in this case have done similar things, including myself. And I'll tell you why. Because we, as women, are so afraid to look weak. And not only look weak, be embarrassed. We tend to shrug it off and laugh it off because we don't want the person that did the action to feel bad. How crazy is that? And this is textbook victim. We know that this dude literally disrespected us and embarrassed us in front of people. But instead of being like, what the is wrong with you, and punching him in the face, we laugh it off and be like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? And then when we think about it afterwards, we're like, what just happened? And that has happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. And it's only because I'm here now and I'm at a place now that I can say it. But the same stupidness has happened to me in the past. And probably if I was in a place and you're having fun, genuine fun, and someone does something to you in the midst of you having fun, a lot of times you don't want to be like, you don't want to be the buzzkill and be like, did you just you understand what I'm saying? So we'll go along to get along And then when we leave, we're just like, we're upset with ourselves for not addressing the situation in the moment. So those of you that look at this video and see a white chick, you know, I see Trey Songz disrespect a woman. And I don't care if he was drunk or not. If she did not welcome you to pull her bikini top down, you had no authority and no right to put your hands on her. So let that be a learning lesson to all of you men that think because it's a female and she looks like she's having a good time, that you can disrespect her in that way and think it's okay. So Trey, you get somewhere and you sit your dumb ass down too, if that's how you feel about women. And I'm sure Trey feels that way about women because of the fact that he's been in the industry a long time and women literally just like, Trey, trigger. Everybody don't feel that way. You suck at MC. Everybody don't feel that way about you, Trey. So you get somewhere and you sit your dumb ass down and learn a lesson. All of y'all men that think that you can do stuff like that to women, sit your dumb asses down and learn a lesson.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
I've had stuff like that happen to me all my life. Before I had boobs and I just had booty. Boys used to come and try to fill my butt every single time they could. It's not cute. Keep your hands to yourself. Unless I tell you or grab your hand and be like, put it right there, daddy. Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. No, it's not cute. Sit your ass down. And learn how you're supposed to treat a woman, trigger. You looking real creepish. You looking real creep squadish. Anyway, on to the next. On another note, our icon and our love of an actress, Miss Viola Davis, has hit the court of public opinion in her portrayal of Auntie Shelley, Michelle Obama, in the new show, The First Lady. Now, after watching the portrayal of Viola Davis, it appears that people were not here for the portrayal of Michelle Obama and the way she perched her lips. She did not get the accolades that she should have because people were not here for her portrayal of Michelle. In the LA Times, they said that many people that are huge fans of Viola Davis were not here for the duck-faced lips that she used throughout the premiere of The First Lady. Black Twitter had to come to the defense of the Oscar winner on Monday when a shower of incredulous tweets emerged after the First Lady premiered on Sunday. Davis plays the former FLOTUS in Showtime's new miniseries, which also stars Michelle Pfeiffer as Betty Ford and Gillian Anderson as Eleanor Roosevelt. The network bills the 10-episode show as a revelatory reframing of American leadership through the lens of the First Ladies, delving deep into their personal and political lives. Some people on social media billed it rather differently. Twitter user August Rain got fairly serious, writing, Michelle Obama did not purse her lips that much. What possessed Viola to think she should do that in every scene? I never thought I would see the day where Viola Davis gave a bad performance. Also another tweet by Solo Since 97 shifted blame, tweeting the director that made Viola Davis do that duck face may need to serve time. There are also people that came to Viola's defense. F off 1988 came at it differently, writing, Dear Twitter, please keep your hyperbolic Viola Davis slander to yourself. Yes, her performance in The First Lady is not her best. Big effing whoop. Happens to the best of them. And make no mistake about it, she is and will forever be one of the best of them. Another Twitter user, Truth Be Told Cam, tweeted plainly, "We must protect Viola Davis. We cannot allow another Black woman to be attacked by social media. Also, her portrayal of Michelle Obama is hilarious. I love both ladies." Now, I believe that whoever did Viola's makeup and hair was on point. Now, I did not see the entire portrayal. I only saw a few parts of the First Lady. I definitely will look at it more in depth. However, Viola is an American treasure. You know what I'm saying? She has given us so much to hold on to as far as her IMDb. You know what I'm saying? So if she had a misstep with this First Lady portrayal, I don't believe that it was her doing. You know, she had to go by what the director wanted, and the director probably was off. I'm just saying. I'm coming to Viola's defense. Okay? You ain't going to talk about my Viola. Not today, Satan. No, you won't. You do better next time, because she still looked beautiful. She still looked beautiful. And by the way, Viola has come out with a memoir, and it's called Finding Me. And Oprah, it apparently is so dope that Oprah done put it on her on her book club list. Okay, so for those of you that have not read or have not seen The First Lady, I encourage you to see it, because Viola is in it. And if you have not gotten her book Finding Me, then we need to find it, and cop it. Okay? Boom, shakalaka. But anyway, that's it for this episode of Break It Down. Listen, we are out here with the Melanin Movement, and we're pushing forward. So I need you to take this video. I need you to share it. I need you to share with everybody that you know this YouTube channel and podcast platform. Yes, we on podcasts. You see how you have other networks? You have BET that's owned by Viacom and all of this stuff. I am trying to, as the Melanin Maven herself, I'm trying to bring you content that is worth watching, that is substantive, that is stuff that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? With no judgment, a safe space for us to talk about stuff that goes on within our households, within our minds, goes on within our relationships. And sometimes we just need to talk about it. So that is what we're here for. We're here to talk and share, let our hair down, whether or not we got alopecia or not. And I was diagnosed with alopecia a few years ago. But I still got, my hair still holding on by a wing and a prayer. Okay? Other than that, until next time, I'm your girl Chaya, and I'm always going to be here to break it down, baby. Until next time. Did you know that you could take us on the go with you? We're not just called the Melanin Movement for no reason. It's because you can move with us. We are now available on podcasts. That's right. The Melanin Movement is available on your podcast platform. So check us out today.